Hi, and welcome to Breaking the Limits. I'm your host, Leica Sean, and tonight I have a guest with me, Bobby Kent. Hi, Bobby. Thank you so much for coming to the show.
Nice to meet you.
Very good to meet you, too. You are executive producer of Nighttime Miami on CBS, correct?
Yes.
And we are here to talk a bit about what you do. First of all, I know you do a lot of things, but let's focus on the show first.
Okay.
So, want to tell me how that came about and what I know that there's a comedy skit involved. I actually watched one of them recently. Yeah.
Cool.
And you also have other things coming into the show as well. You want to give everybody an idea of what it's about and how you.
Well, from 1976 to 1978, actually, to 1984, I lived in San Diego. More time than that, but I had a 20-piece band that played the San Diego Charger football games.
Oh.
And we play music in and out of the commercials and pre-game. So I wanted to get some music for that show. So I went to Doc Severinsen of The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, starring Johnny Carson, and got a lot of music from them. And I saw how that show was run. And I never got to perform on that show as an entertainer, but I got to work with some of those musicians over the years and see how that show was run.
A backstage pass to how the whole show gets put together. And that's when it sparked your interest to become an owner and producer, or were you already doing it? Not yet.
Not at that time. But what happened was, as I got older, I said, it's a little tough for you to make it as a singer anymore because the kids are the ones that are making it now.
Well, they're 2 years old. Come on.
So I said, it'd be fun. I mean, Florida. Okay, let me put it this way: New York, L.A., Atlanta and Chicago all have shows that are talk show type shows. Mm-hmm. We don't have one in Florida. How come? And I said, it would be great to produce something like that here because I could live vicariously through other entertainers. And
that is interesting that they don't have one here. I mean, Miami is, Miami Vice, Miami everywhere.
I know.
So that's interesting.
Matter of fact, CSI is not even done in Miami. It's done in L.A.
Hey, where's our Miami CSI? I like that show.
I know, it's in L.A. The only ones that are done here are Burn Notice and The Glades.
Right.
And I think there's another show called Memphis that they're filming here.
Oh, I
So I said, let me try it. And I started finding out what it cost how I would get on the stations if they would buy the show. Mm-hmm. And I found out that I could buy paid programming, and that's what I did. Started a year ago, March, and we were on Sunday mornings on the CW in Miami. And we started out with about, I want to say, 10,000 people watching at 1:30 in the morning. And then, by the time the show went off the air in August, we got up to about 75,000 people watching at 1:30 in the morning on Sunday mornings. So I took a break because we didn't have enough advertisers. Now we're back on the air.
Good deal.
Yeah.
So your show consists of, is it an hour show?
Half-hour
show, and you have the first part is usually a stand-up comedian, right? Or
first part is a monologue,
just
like all the other hosts do. Then we go to commercials. Then we have either a singer or a comedian, commercials. Then we have a singer or a comedian. And that's it.
So it's kind of a talent showcase, if you will.
It's not really so much a talent showcase because all these people are pretty much professionals. These are...
It's not new talent, it's people that have been doing it for a while and seasoned talent.
Yes.
There you go.
You're good.
You're good. Okay, well, what did you find the most interesting? What lit you up about doing it? I mean, my show is called Breaking the Limits, but it's really about things people are passionate to do, and that you kind of see in their eyes, they lighten up when they're talking about it and doing it, and you got a bit of that spark going on right now. I'm wondering what drew you into that whole.
I've been a musician all my life. I played the wedding and bar mitzvah business, and I will never forget it. When I left California to come to Florida, I was at the Tonight Show right before Johnny Carson retired.
Oh.
And we were talking, and I said, "Thank you so much for giving me the music all these years." He said, "You have a great band, and you're quite welcome." He said, "This is just a bar mitzvah." And I never forgot it. And I said, "I want to do this in Florida." Unfortunately, I haven't had the help I've needed, but because of Facebook and people like you, now all of a sudden we're getting some big momentum with this show.
Social media is working for you then, huh?
I don't even know what I'm doing.
But that's all right. Everybody pretends they know what they're doing, but
I don't. Really. But I'm getting lucky. I'm making a lot of friends on Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook is good. That's how I met you to get you on my show. You were a friend of a friend.
Yeah.
And you said, "Hey, hi, can I friend you?" I like, "Oh, you know all my friends." So
I know.
Next thing you know, are you in the entertainment industry? And yes, well, why, yes, I have a show. So that's really cool. It's amazing how also everything seems to link together. It's a smaller world than you think. Like
Yes.
my next guest just walked in the door, and he already knows the producer, and everybody seems to know each other on Facebook. So that's kind of cool. So how do people find out? First of all, tell people how to get your show. What time is it playing now? What time slot channel? All of
It's
that
off
right
the
now?
air right now because they took us off for March Madness.
Oh, March Madness.
So we've just not gotten back on because they filled the spots. But starting the middle of July, I believe, we're going to be on at 1:30 in the morning on CBS from Boca Raton to Vero Beach. And on Monday mornings on the CW down from Broward County to Key West at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, but I know you have a website. You want to tell
Yes.
people how to get to your website?
The website is nighttimemiami.com, spelled NITETIME, Miami.com.
Okay, well that's great for the show. Now you have so many different pieces of what you do and who you are that I want to get into some of that as well.
Okay.
So I know you're a musician and have been for a while, and in
Musician.
fact we're going to try to listen to some of your demo music
Yeah.
as an insert in the show.
Well, the
So-
song you're going to hear is the song that's the theme song for the show.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So it's kind of exciting. And
Now, do you do solo? Is a solo act now?
Both.
Or both? Okay, so is some of that band still together? That 20-piece band you were
no,
talking
no, no,
about?
no.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, it's funny because I got a call yesterday from a musician that I used to work with that worked for me in California. He moved to Albany, New York.
Oh, yeah?
And he's going to come down here and possibly be part of this band.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
So,
right now we're just using tracks on the show. But I would say within 6 months we're going to start having a live band, a la what Ricky Minor does for the Tonight Show.
right.
And there's some great musicians in town here.
And a lot
I
of
mean,
the shows,
phenomenal.
the band becomes part of the interaction on the
yeah.
stage too. They start talking to each other and having
Yeah.
jokes, and people get to know them really well.
Yeah.
So that's kind of fun too.
And our show, I just wanted to give a plug, is hosted by Perry Sack. And he does a lot of shows at the New York Comedy Club in
Oh, okay.
Deerfield and Catskills Comedy Club. As a matter of fact, right now we're going to be filming at Catskills Comedy Club, which is in Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he does a rolling intro.
Yeah, he's great.
he's
The
good.
women love him.
That's always good for me being in the entertainment
Yeah.
industry. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So there's your show, and where and when are you going to be playing next? Are you?
I'm doing a concert in Hollywood Beach on July 1st, next Monday.
Oh, next Monday.
And it's 7:30 at night. It's free. It's on Johnson Street and the beach. And it's my show. I'll be doing it in the Rhythm Chicks. Will be working with me on that show.
Oh, okay.
And they're great.
Is there a website people can look up the events that you're doing? Or?
Yeah, on Facebook I keep posting them.
Oh, okay. So you do Facebook events.
I tried.
You try.
I really,
You
I'm
get
so
the thing
bad.
to work.
A little bit. I'm getting more internet savvy.
Oh, okay. Well, you just play with it, and they change it every 6 weeks anyway.
I
So
know.
you'll have to learn the new look anyhow.
I know.
So, all right. So once more, the site for the show.
Nighttime Miami, NITETIME, Miami.com.
Okay, and July 1st.
July 1st is the show we're doing in Hollywood. Then I'm flying to New York on July 2nd. I have a run of about 4 or 5 shows up there.
Wow, that's a packed schedule.
Yeah, it's fun.
Good for you.
I love it.
All right, so we're going to take a break for a minute, and
Okay.
we will be right back. Hi, and I am back with Bobby Kent. So, Bobby, on the break, we were talking about more about the show, because obviously that's really interesting, and your real motivation and passion behind the show. You were saying you were sharing
To
with me is
create jobs
to
and
create
promote
jobs.
talent.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So the people that you have on your show, that you have singing and the comedy acts and all of that, when someone sees them and they think, wow, that guy's good, they can actually go online to your site and request that they hire them.
Yeah, our phone numbers are all over there. They can reach us 24/7.
Okay. So you're partying for the economy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Florida needs this show. We have nothing in Florida that's ours as far as a show like that. We have all the entertainment here. We have all the talent here. We have everything it takes to become another LA or New York as far as the entertainment industry is. I mean, we're in paradise, and nobody is doing it. Well, I'm going to do it.
Do you ever wonder why? That seems odd.
I don't know, but I'm going to do it.
You're going to do it.
I'm going to do it.
Okay. Well, you're the guy that's going to do it then. So, how many entertainers have you over the while had on your show? Do you think?
Probably 10, 15 like that, because we keep repeating the shows. In other words, we shoot and then we repeat it every week for a month.
Oh, the same show, or
Yeah.
Okay, so you
Except
do
that's
four
good.
once a week for.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
However, that's going to change, and the reason it's going to change is because over Facebook, I saw a girl that she was having problems getting to the hospital, and because she didn't have anybody to take her because she was disabled, or not really disabled, but she was sick. So I said, if you call me, I'll help you get to the hospital. She called me back. She turned out to be for 10 years, one of the producers of Tonight Show with Johnny Carson,
Good
starring
grief.
Johnny Carson. She is now coming in as one of our partners, and she's going to help us build this show. We're going to take this to the sky.
Wow, you never know where those acts of kindness will lead.
And his kids live here.
Wow.
Johnny Carson's kids, so maybe
Are they in the industry, or did they go
they
different
were.
direction?
I don't know what they're doing now, but we're going to find out.
Oh, I guess you are. If they weren't, they might be now.
I know.
You'll be chasing
I
people
mean,
down.
she used to be in the green room over at the Tonight Show in L.A.
Oh, okay.
And she sat with people like Brad Garrett, Max Gale, who was on Barney Miller, Hal Linden on Barney Miller.
Yeah, I remember Barney Miller,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
So, that was a good show.
So we're real. I'm just jumping out of my skin. I'm so excited. And now because of that, we're getting advertisers. As a matter of fact, we're hoping that we'll be able to promote you on our show.
Hey, well, gotta talk to the boss.
No, we leave him home.
Behind the camera there.
He doesn't look as
His
good
first
as you.
word out of his mouth is no, so I guess I'll have to
Typical
be,
New York
I'll have to be
Jewish
nice to
Brooklyn guy.
him now. Thank you very much. So, what would you say? I take you by surprise here and ask, what is one of the most crazy, outrageous entertainment stories that you had happen with your producing a show yourself? Something that's family friendly for the station.
Producing
but-
the show or just what I've been.
Whatever happened? Any interesting, amazing story? Because you run the talent is usually kind of
Yeah.
boisterous. So
They
there's
are.
Plenty of stories. I have stories.
I'm sure.
So I'm sure you do.
The best story I ever remember was I was performing in San Diego at a show, and Charo was the opening act.
Oh,
Coochie
Charo.
Coochie
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
Charo.
So, as a courtesy, when you're a singer opening for somebody like that, you're supposed to go and ask them if they're doing a song you're doing. Well, there's no way in hell she was, but I mean, because my act was totally
You weren't going to
different.
do the same song?
Oh, no.
Charo was going to do?
No,
Get to
no,
know
no.
the whole routine?
I know. I can't coochie coochie well enough.
Ah.
But anyway, she was a delight. One of the nicest people. And of course, my act was totally different
Mm-hmm.
than her act. And I got to work with her, and that was pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Got to work with her, Olivia Newton-John, Don Rickles,
Wow.
as an opening singer. So, I just didn't get where I should have gone in those years. I'll get there now.
Hey, why not?
Yeah.
Florida's wide open, right?
Oh, we need this show. We need it. We need a way to promote the talent here and the entertainment here because there is a passion in Florida. And I lived in New York and I lived in L.A. There was a passion here that there's like some kind of a fire that brings the best out of the entertainers in this place.
Really? So
Yeah.
that's a hot industry in
Oh,
Florida?
my
then?
God. And it's not promoted the way it should be. See, from our show, we're going to hopefully promote talent as well and get them work, gigs, maybe record deals, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And we're also going to have a record company on our show. And we already
Really?
have a publishing company, yeah.
Oh, really? What's your publishing company called?
Whole Brand Music Publishers, HOLLBR.
So it's exclusive. It's a music producing
Yeah,
publishing.
yeah,
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
yeah.
So I don't know all the big names that are out here. Competition or lack of competition out here.
Dion Dion DiMucci,
Oh, okay.
so Casey and the Sunshine Band,
Okay.
they're here.
Yeah. So it sounds like you really have your hands full.
I'm excited. This is so much fun.
Something of a roller coaster.
So
huh?
much fun.
So hey, on that note, do you want to talk a little bit about the album that you have?
Yes, I have an album called Midnight in Miami, and in that album, there's a couple of things that Elvis did that I redid, and then there's about 5 or 6 songs that I wrote on the.
So you have Elvis songs on there?
me singing his
You
stuff.
sing?
Yes.
Oh, what do you have?
One song is called "Big Love, Big Heartache" from his movie Roustabout.
Oh, okay.
Another one is called "Early Morning Rain," which a whole bunch of people did. Peter, Paul, and Mary. Then "Almost in Love Tonight," which was from "Live a Little, Love a Little," and the other one is "Paradise Hawaiian Style," which was the opening song that he did on his Hawaii
okay.
concert.
So you have some of your own. You write
5
lyrics
songs,
as well.
yes,
So
yes.
those are your own original
Yes.
ones. Have they ever been out in the public eye before? Or is this brand new?
When I play them with the football games or anywhere like that, that's about it.
But
I
so you haven't
pushed-
really published them per se. You haven't.
Well, they're
have them out?
published. Their
They
CDs
are.
are gonna
Oh,
be
okay. Okay.
But now, what happened was my host got crazy because he saw me sing on a show, and he said, "You are doing all that. You're singing on our show." So what I do is I close the show, the song for
Okay.
the TV show.
Well, that's good. So this is going to be. Is this album going to be showcased by your publishing? Your.
Yeah.
Okay, so you'll
Yeah.
have. Do you have a name and a cover and all that put
It's
together?
called Passions.
It's called Passions.
Yeah.
Okay. So that when is that coming out?
We're going to release it probably right after the summer.
Okay, so September, October
Yeah.
time frame.
Yeah.
So we should be looking for that. It will be
Sure.
posted on your TV show.
Absolutely.
So you'll see a promo
Absolutely.
there, and you'll
Absolutely.
probably be floating some stuff on Facebook.
Absolutely.
That's where I post my show announcement
Good.
on Facebook.
Maybe you can
too.
show me how to do it.
I can. It's not that hard.
I don't know. Anything to do with the webs and the internet to me is like,
I'm a natural geek, so that's just
you're the best looking geek I ever saw.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
I left my pen pocket holder at home, so
Oh,
and my glasses with the big tape.
cool.
Okay, so let's see what we're going to be rounding up fairly soon. So let's see what else would you love to share with the rest of the world. We have about 2 minutes left.
I just want everybody to really know I've been posting a lot on Facebook, and I'm getting incredible results from it.
So you are just Bobby Kent on Facebook, right?
Nighttime Miami and Bobby Kent.
So you have two. You have a business
Right.
page and a personal page.
Right.
Do you want people to hit up your business page more?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Look for him on Facebook, folks.
Nighttime Miami. And the really important message from all of this is that, for me, the one thing that always loves me back, no matter if I'm heartbroken, having problems financially, anything, my music always loves me back.
Oh, so that's
So-
something that really nurtures your heart.
Yeah,
That's always good to have that passion.
Yeah.
That's the kind of the passion I talk about too.
yeah.
All right. So one more time, how do people get hold of you? What do you want them to know as we round down? I want them to have once again your website, your show, your music. Right.
Nighttime Miami on CBS and the CW, starting the middle of July. And Nighttime Miami is our website, and all our phone numbers are on there. And please help us build this show. Help us with advertising. This is something that's going to be terrific for Florida.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And Passion coming out it's end of summer.
Yes.
Wait for the movie too. No, I'm kidding.
From your mouth to God's ears.
You never know. You
and
never
most
know.
importantly, everybody love each other.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for being on the
Thank
show.
you.
Push it to, this is how we do. Triple, triple to the right, to the left. Let's move. Hey, hey. Push it three, can you dug it with me? Throw your own little swag on this Swizzy beat. Hey, hey. Push it four, if you're ready for more. Jump rope, keep your feet off the floor. Hey, hey. I ain't worried doing me tonight. A little sweat ain't never hurt nobody. Don't just stand there on the wall. Everybody just move your body, move your body, move your body, move your body, move your body. Everybody.
Welcome back to Breaking the Limits. Today I have Linda Lamont, and you have your own company called Paradise Home Health Care, correct?
Yes, I do.
And you started this as you kind of had an interesting story on how you actually got into this industry. And did you want to tell everybody? First of all, this is home health care, so you get people into the home to help elderly or disabled people
Correct.
with their daily needs.
Yes.
But you said earlier today how you started the business is a little interesting. Did you want to tell a little bit about that story?
Right. My background is corporate America, and that's what I've always done, with an emphasis on customer service. And about 7.5 years ago, my older youngest brother was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. And my family is all in Ohio, and we learned firsthand how difficult it is to find caring, qualified caregivers to come in and help somebody in their home. So fortunately, our family took a leave of absence, and we helped my parents take care of my brother. Unfortunately, he passed in 3 months. But he was my inspiration to leave the comfort of corporate America and a paycheck. And I went back to school to get another degree, and I decided to start my own company, my own agency.
Okay.
And I looked at several different things. I did 2 years of free internships to learn about the healthcare business. And what I learned is it's customer service. Most of my clients are over 70, and they're the World War II generation, and they have such great stories that they like to tell and to share with you. And every family that I meet and I deal with, you just take away something from them. And I learned that what they really need is someone to listen to them and not tell them what to do, because they have been through so many different life adventures. And it's difficult because you have these families who have come to Florida to retire and enjoy their life. And so many of them are transplanted from the Northeast, and their family is still in the Northeast. And they want to tell their mom and dad what they think is best for them.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a balancing act of listening to what the family desires for their parents or grandparents, and then actually doing what the client is ready to accept.
You're kind of also a translator. It's like your kids love you and want to make sure you're okay,
Yes.
as opposed to they say you should do this,
Yes.
and then you get the pushback. right?
Oh, you get huge
Yeah.
pushback. How long do I have to keep this aid, and why do I need an aid?
Yeah, and these are very independent people that have been through
Extremely
hell and back
independent.
a lot of times,
Right.
so they don't have never had to look at themselves in any weak way. I would think that some people feel. I know when every so often my back went out and I was on the floor and I was like falling, I can't get up, and I did not want to admit I needed help.
Right.
Because I've always been really, really independent, but even more so with that generation, I think.
And I have found when you go into the home, listening to their fears and listening to their concerns is huge, because they want to still maintain their independence and keep control. However, if you approach it from the with the idea, if this is only temporary, you've had a minor setback, whether they were in the hospital for maybe heart failure or pneumonia, or they just had the flu, and they come home weak, and it takes, for every day in the hospital, it takes about 10 days for an older person to regain where they were before they went into the hospital.
Is there a particular age you consider that dynamic starts, like 50, 60?
It just
roughly?
depends. It depends on what are your health issues. I mean, do you have a chronic problem such as high blood pressure that you have to really maintain and watch your diet? Have you been diagnosed with CHF, which is chronic heart failure?
So how do you help someone maintain their diet? Do you actually have a chef that comes in?
I wish it was that
I would
easy.
love one of those.
I wish it was that easy. It's important to find out what they like to eat, and of course, the salt. So finding other seasonings and other creative ways.
Right, lower sodium diets.
Right. Every
Yeah.
time you go in, it's almost a give and take. I take from them what their stories and what their issues are, but then I give them back. If the caregiver is in there, giving the caregiver maybe certain recipes or certain ways to prepare the food they already like to eat.
This is by no stretch cookie cutter. It sounds like this is a very personal journey for you, that you really, really care and you really want to kind of not fit a particular mold, but make sure that each individual is taken care of in
It's
their own
not
way.
one size fits all,
Right.
because every single family is different and every caregiver is different. And it's important to find out, one thing I like to do when the caregiver comes in to register with us, find out what type of patients and clients they like to work with. Some caregivers are not comfortable with people who are incontinent. They're not comfortable in that setting. And those are good things to know, because you don't want to send a caregiver out into a situation that they're not happy. And from my past corporate life, I've learned, if you take care, I used to manage salesmen. And happy
They're a
salesmen,
handful.
happy salesmen as happy employees, happy anybody, are productive.
Right.
So if you also listen to the caregiver and you match them up with the kind of client they're looking for, and you match the client up with the type of caregiver, it can be a very long, happy relationship.
It's a partnership. It's not just one-sided.
It is. And just because you may have that caregiver for 6 months, different things change. Personalities change. Maybe the personality of the client, they have some other things going on with their maybe mental health. If it's an Alzheimer client, they're declining. Maybe other health issues, or maybe they've fallen and they're not able to get around. So it's always important. I like to stay in touch with the families and the client to make sure it's still a good fit, still a good match.
Right. Where do you find your caretakers? How do you do that?
In the beginning, that was my biggest challenge, because I'd like to say I'm the only company that provides this service, but this is a very competitive market.
Okay.
And you're only as good as the people you send out.
Right.
So I went through, I would probably do 15 to 20 interviews a day.
Wow.
And maybe keep one or two of the caregivers that I would refer out.
How many caregivers do you have in your employ that you need for your business?
I probably have 175 caregivers
Oh, wow,
that we
you're-
actively can pull from and refer out.
You're a pretty big company now then.
Well, you have to, caregivers, you have to constantly be interviewing them and staying in touch with them because they will sign up with several agencies.
Okay.
And the person who puts them to work on the best job
Wins.
wins. We out of all of us, we probably have the same caregivers all in our files that we refer
okay.
out or that we use. But again, it's important that I interview them as well. So when I meet with the families, I know which one would match. And I have a reputation now with the caregivers I have. They're sending me good caregivers.
Excellent.
They're referring me.
Yeah, referral is the best possible
Right.
way, right?
Referral in business and referral in
No,
caregivers.
I'm fairly new to Florida, and I heard it is kind of hard because it's a more transient community to find
Extremely.
consistent, employees that are staying in the area that want
Yes.
to be here. And I know there's probably got to be really high demand because this is the retiring place.
is.
It's the retiring community, so you probably have a lot of clientele too. So
Yes.
it sounds like you go and you make sure you have your hands on every aspect of the business.
Yeah, I like to say I'm more of a concierge type service, not price wise, because a lot of times people think, oh, concierge, you're paying more. Not the case with me. I believe, again, you have to walk the walk and talk. When you talk the talk, you have to walk the walk. So it's imperative I meet with every family. Every family member has my personal cell phone number. Every client has my cell number, and every caregiver has my cell
You
number.
get a lot of calls at midnight?
I have gotten a few.
24/7?
I had an interesting phone call Friday night. I have a client, she's here. Her son lives in Philadelphia, and we're with his mother 7 days a week, and we leave at 6 o'clock in the evening. She's been painfully in and out with a toothache.
Oh.
And usually, if you have a toothache, it hurts when you go to bed at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, her eyesight isn't quite the same. And her son called me at 10:30 and said, Mom has a toothache. She's crying. I'm in Philadelphia. I don't know what to do. She doesn't know which medicine to take.
Oh, okay.
I said, no problem. I live in Fort Lauderdale. She's in Delray. I took a road trip. I drove up.
Oh, you went in personally in there?
Absolutely. Even though she has a caregiver, she's mine. She's part of my family now.
Now that they've all met you, so she knows who you are when you
Absolutely.
went to the door.
I meet every single client for the
so
first
she's comfortable
time
with you
personally.
too. You're not a stranger showing up at her door.
No,
Someone she
10:30
knows.
at night. No, I'm not a stranger. So I went up. I got her medicine and gave her her medicine. Called her son. Stayed with her for probably an hour until she got back into bed and she was relaxed. And then I was able to leave. I got home about 12:30, but it's the right thing to do.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I can't imagine my mother being in Ohio calling me in Florida, crying, my tooth hurts.
And then what do you do? Yeah.
Exactly.
Now, I know we are running out of time a little bit, so I want to make sure that everybody knows how to get hold of you and how to find out about your service if they have someone that needs to be taken care of.
Okay.
So would you tell our audience?
Our office number is 561-672-7170. And my personal cell that everybody gets is 954-529-5007. Our phones are on 24/7. You can visit us on the web at www.paradisehomehealthcare.com.
Thank you so much.
Thank
It's been
you.
a pleasure.
When I discovered the wonder of the path was easier to see. There ain't no other but the one I love. Won't you come deliver me? That's how it starts. That's how it starts. That's how it starts.
Everyone has an inner Mustang. Unleash yours. The new 2013 Mustang.
Hey, I'm Ross Vandell, and you're watching WRPB ITV, and it rocks.